Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Rock Candy Geode tumbler. Everything I'm using for this tutorial is from Counterculture. I'll link it down below. The glitters I'm going to be using rose gold, Ballerina burst, and Opal. For the dispersion color I'm going to be using Flamingo, and I am using the fast set resin. To mix your epoxy, just use a 1-to-1 ratio. So use 1 part A to 1 part B, both will be equal. Mix them together and stir until clear. It doesn't matter if there are bubbles, we're going to pop those later. Then I'm going to add in my Flamingo dispersion color, and I'm going to use just a little bit, and you can see how pigmented and how far that dispersion color goes. If you get too much, it will get too thick in your epoxy and string and be really hard to work with. For this tumbler, I did not spray paint it. I'm going to use the dispersion color to give it a tint. So I'm going to apply it directly onto my tumbler and just blend it until it's smooth. Then using my torch, I'm just going to quickly run it over the entire tumbler. This will pop any bubbles that I have, but it'll also spread that dispersion and epoxy out evenly. And now's the fun part. So I'm going to take the rose gold glitter, and I'm just going to sprinkle it onto the tumbler. There is no pattern to this. You cannot mess it up, but I am going to leave some open spots for the opal because I want it to shine through. I don't want it to be completely covered. So you can see that I'm leaving just a few naturally shaped geode spots that are open without the rose gold. Now I'm going to use the opal and fill in those spots that I left open. It's going to reflect some beautiful colors. You can also sprinkle some of the opal on top of the rose gold just to give it an even look. The opal is a transparent glitter, so it's going to reflect different colors as it lays on top of the dispersion color versus as it lays on top of the rose gold. So now I'm going to pour a little bit of the Ballerina burst into a cup so I can have complete control over where I place it. And using a gloved hand, I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it and then tap it down because these are shards, and so they can get pointy, kind of hard to work with if you don't tap them down. But because I'm using fast set, you have about a 20-minute work time. It's already starting to get tacky, so it's not going to run. I'm able to just kind of stick it down with the gloved hand. I feel like adding the Ballerina burst gives it some dimension and some texture, and I love the way it looks under epoxy. So I'm going to let this dry, and because I'm using fast set, I'll let it dry for about 2 hours, and then I'll apply another coat of epoxy because I'm going to cover that glitter. It does have to have another coat using the epoxy method because you can't have that raw glitter. It needs that coating. So adding this extra layer of epoxy will give it that seal it needs. After this layer of epoxy has dried, you can add your decal if you want. You can sand it if it's rough, add another layer of epoxy. But otherwise, your Rock Candy Geode is finished. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel for more videos. You can check out how to connect with me in the description box below, and I'll see you guys next time.